Should the Olympics be free to air in New Zealand? Lots of opinions on this. Sky TV, which paid millions for the rights, would argue those wanting to watch for free can do so for up to 15 hours on Prime. Others, like New Zealand First MP Clayton Mitchell and many of the people who've been emailing and texting us, say New Zealanders are missing out, and 15 hours of often delayed or replayed action isn't enough. The BBC provides 3,000 hours of live sporting action, and Canada has 23 free live streaming Olympic channels. Now, Sky's Director of Communications is Kirsty. Earlier this afternoon she came into the studio from court, and I began by asking her why Sky has taken Fairfax Media, owners of the Stuff website and numerous newspapers, to the High Court over their Olympic coverage.
It's over use of our Olympic video rights, online specifically. So you may be aware that there are news access rules these are created by the International Olympic Committee, and then there are supplementary news rules which each territory, if you like, can negotiate. So Sky's view is that these rules are very generous. They're up to 6 minutes a day of video online content.
You would say that though, right? So,
of course.
So forgive me. So what's the specific case? What do you claim Fairfax's breaches?
So we think they are using more than fair use of online video of the Olympic Games.
More than they're entitled to use?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so you've had to go to court to defend your territory?
That's what we're doing. And I'm not sure what the result's going to be. It's good that this court case is taking place. But I think what both parties are actually after is some clarification on what the law says. The reason...
Sorry, forgive me. What law are we talking about here, Kirsty?
We're talking about fair dealing in the Copyright Act. So what does fair dealing mean? I mean, this was written so long ago, it didn't contemplate this online world that we live in now. So... I'm not sure what the answer is going to be, but it will be good for media agencies and rights holders alike to understand what boundaries we should operate within.
And I guess the dispute is around news coverage, isn't there? So, for example, perish the thought, if a bomb goes off in one of the stadia, then that becomes a news event.
Yes.
But if New Zealand wins a gold medal, is that a news event that justifies superseding the rights you have under the contract?
Yeah, and I'd like to talk to both of those points because the news access rules specifically rule out news events like terrorist attacks. So that's open slather report as much as you like. If there's a gold medal, we would still see the video rights that Sky has purchased exclusively for millions of dollars, I might add, as having a limit of fair dealing on them. But that doesn't limit reporting. You can talk, you can write, you can put stills up, you can put a bit of video up. But what we're saying is there is a point where we've paid for something and we should have some exclusive rights to it, so there should be a limit to that.
How much have you paid for it?
Millions of dollars. And look, I can say it's in the tens of millions once we send all of our people up there. You may be aware we're producing 12 channels for Sky. There's apps, applications, online content, as well as the 15 hours a day on Prime.
Okay, 15 hours a day on Prime. Now, the issue, I guess, is people are saying it may be 15 hours a day on Prime, but it's not what we want to watch when we want to watch it. And the example that New Zealand First gives is that yesterday in a do-or-die match in the Sevens against Kenya, it wasn't live. It was played an hour or two later, by which stage everyone knows the result.
Sure. So Prime has around 15 hours plus a highlight show plus the crowd goes wild. So I think anyone would agree that for a free-to-air channel, that's taken over most of its content. And I don't think, thinking back to when another party had the rights, any free-to-air channel has shown anymore. I understand that everyone, especially in this digital world, has come to want everything on tap, live and now. It's a commercial world that we live in. We have paid really a lot of money for these rights, so we need to hold something back for the pay platform.
And that's absolutely what you do. I mean, you're in the business of selling television. You buy the rights to the Olympics so that you can get more Sky subscribers. That's the business you're in. On the other hand, the dear old taxpayer is saying, yeah, but we funded this team. You've spent millions of dollars on getting the rights. The taxpayers spent millions of dollars on getting them to Rio. Why can't we watch them compete live?
Well, there's two revenue streams, aren't there? So our millions of dollars go to the IOC, and that indirectly does fund the New Zealand Olympic Committee. And I would strongly suggest that the coverage on Prime for a free-to-air channel is brilliant. I mean, there is live coverage on there. I mean, it has been reported that there's not, but there is. The Women's Sevens, it was live. And I think that this, live versus delayed impact is compounded by the time difference in Brazil. So why would we play something live at 2 a.m. when no one's watching it? Is it not better to maybe push it out a couple of hours and put it in a good viewing time?
Kirsty, you and I both know if it's a gold medal event or something New Zealand's competing in or something that really matters to you, you want to watch it live, right?
Yeah, and we have done that with some events like the Women's Sevens, and we will do again.
Okay, so give me an example of something big that is going to be live on Prime. Something big and important to New Zealand.
Look, to be perfectly honest, John, I've been quite busy with a few matters and I don't know the schedule inside out, but the Women's Sevens was big and it was live.
Okay, so that's one example. Are there others?
There will be, yes. I mean, it's a 16-day event. There will be others.
Kirsty, you talk about the Women's Sevens. Clayton Mitchell, the New Zealand First MP, who's doing work on this, has just put out a meeting of free Olympic coverage, much of it live.
Sure. Well, the BBC have won these rights and paid for these rights, and they're not behind a paywall, so that's the situation for that country.
So public money and public broadcasting in the UK.
But then that question comes off Sky and it has to go back to the government. Do you want to pay those tens of millions of dollars that Sky currently pays, or will TVNZ, or will TV3? I mean, it's an open market. Everyone had a chance.
The interesting thing is Kirsty Way said as she was leaving that Sky in fact ran at a loss covering the Olympics out of London. So whilst they need the Olympics to get subscribers, it is not hugely profitable for them as a one-off event. We would love your feedback on this. Text 2101 or email checkpoint@radionz.co.nz and we will bring you a sample tomorrow night.